Hey, you guys all there? Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
All right, perfect.
Is there?
So what? 1, 2, 3, 4 plus a DM. Yeah, we're all good then, right?
Yep. Yeah, as long as Nick is still here, I haven't heard him chat at all.
That son of a bitch. All right, let me update Kira Case's text here then.
I'm here.
Cool.
Arenell's a cleric, right?
Arenell is a cleric.
Yeah.
He sure is. All right, hey. What's up, Top Cop? How you doing? So I haven't tested out that Discord widget at all. Could you hear them ask the question?
I think we're good.
And talking now? Groovy. All right. Well then, in that case, we should probably start with a little recap. So, just make sure everyone's on the same page, remembers the same thing. Sound good?
Yep, let's do it.
Do it.
We got to get Mike caught up too. Your case.
Yeah, we gave him a brief kind of overview because he wanted some better ideas to know what he was doing with the character. But anyways, just we'll do kind of long story short on the recap. So the party has their own motivations for coming to the town of Greenest, where it is being ransacked by a group of kobolds, mercenaries, and cultists. So in our first outing, they got there and fought their way to the keep at the center. And what you may have seen in our last episode, if you will, they met Governor Nighthill, who asked them to please rescue anyone who has sought sanctuary in the temple, which is this over on the right-hand side of the screen. So our intrepid adventurers snuck their way along the river, hopped the wall, defeated the fiends at the back of the temple, got everyone out, got them back to the tower, and then they ran into some guards who explained that they were going to burn down the mill, which was going to mean some hard times for the town even if they survived the night. So them, along with the cautious guards, made their way to the mill on the left bottom side of the screen and defeated the cultist activity there and prevented it from being burned down, and have so far made their way back to the temple, where Governor Nighthill has requested if anyone has the ability to stop this cursed dragon attack that keeps happening, which is a blue dragon keeps flying in at the keep here in the center and dealing with defenders on the wall. They don't seem to be having much luck. He also said it would be nice if we could capture someone and interrogate them. Not sure how feasible that is, but just to get more information about what's going on is where we left off. So they've rescued some folks, saved the mill, and heard the woes of a dragon attack hitting the temple.
All right. And we're inside. Look at the little pieces. We're in here right now.
Yep.
Okay.
And also, just a reminder, I think we're pretty much spent on spells for the night until we have an opportunity to do a long rest. So that opportunity hasn't presented itself. They're still attacking the town. The dragon's still attacking the keep. Everyone is still scared and pressed for issues.
Cool. So we took the secret passage back in, right?
Yeah, you came in through this tunnel, which is this green pin kind of southeast of the keep that empties out on the river. That's how you're getting in and out of the keep without notice.
Okay, so are there still bandits besieging the gate?
They're not really attacking the gate. They're just kind of preventing anyone from leaving. So they're just crowded around the outside, setting up barricades and things like that. Most of the forces still appear to be finding any last bits of treasure and trinkets they can find throughout the town.
Gotcha. So let's see, how many guards do we have at our back?
You don't necessarily have any guards at your back. They're all here defending the keep. So your actions that you take, you have to kind of assume that you're in there, you're at it for yourself, with the exception of people are constantly trying to deal with the dragon. But there's defenders on the wall who are attacking as the dragon comes in, but they don't seem to be having any effect.
Gotcha.
What we really need is a rest, but we're not going to be able to get 8 hours in. Is that, well, it's 6 hours, isn't it?
I think it's 6 hours. Yeah, that constitutes a long rest. And
But regardless, I don't think we're going to get that snuck in while a dragon's flying over.
no, it doesn't look like there's any rest until the cult activity has ceased in this town. And you guys got to the keep, or what was it, around 10 p.m. in the evening, and then it probably took no, you got to town at 10, so you probably got to the keep at around 11, and then you went out and did a couple missions that probably took another 2 hours, so you're like 1 a.m. ish.
Okay. So deal with the dragon, see if we can get any cultists. So I think we should try to capture cultists and see if we can get any information from him about what can be done about the dragon, because we're definitely not going to be able to kill it. Like, it's just the way it is, so we're going to have to get creative.
Yeah, go ahead and roll some perception checks.
How do I do a roll?
If you open up your character sheet, you should be able to, there's a little icon next to your perception.
So if you go to the skills tab, you'll see that too.
Ah, there it is. Got it.
Great. So you guys are talking about, do we go try and find some cultists to take prisoner to interrogate? Do we try and stop this dragon? Not sure if you could handle the dragon. Thinking back on the dragon's activity, it doesn't seem like it is participating in earnest. So it might be that you could just make it not worth its while anymore. So this is not actually attacking. It's not like dropping in to fight anyone. It just does passes, breathes on the wall, and kind of books it out of there. You feel like maybe if you can make it not worth its while anymore, then it might just choose to fuck off, basically. Because it's certainly not helping the cultists in any other manner other than spraying some lightning at the wall every once in a while. Except for Zig, he I don't know. He thinks that maybe if he just yells at it, the dragon will come in and fight him 1-to-1, and he gets.
I am positive it's a dragon. I will not hear any less.
He's noticed it's a dragon. Has not discerned any motivations or personality from the dragon's activities. Because it's a sweet roll.
So, do we have any? Are there any like siege weapons or like ballista at our disposal? Because I mean, this is in character. Typically, when an animal is looking for a meal, they're going to go for the quick and easy kill. And based on the fact that the dragon is lazily doing passes, he could easily come down here and devour us. Seems that perhaps if we made this, at least somewhat of a threat to it, it might go away based on, what we've seen.
Yeah, you don't have any ballista. You do know, based on the guards and things that you have encountered, that your battle prowess far exceeds theirs. And so far, it's just the regular guards basically shooting crossbows or bows from the wall at the dragon. That's their current mounted defense against it.
Okay, I gotcha. So, I mean, we don't really have any good means of attacking the dragon. It's going to be hard pressed to try to get it with some arrows, but we could try. Or we could go after cultists, see if, you know, there's anything that we can do to just get the dragon to leave through other means.
I think we definitely should just go get a cultist and find out what kind of ties the dragon has. Because if we can figure out how these cultists convinced a dragon who's very apathetic about attacking us, what his gain in this is, and then remove that gain, he'll leave.
Okay, sounds good. So are we able to see, are there any cultists out front and, you know, over by the bear kid and stuff, or are those just bandits?
Yeah, it's a mix of cultists and kobolds and whatnot hanging out there. It's a higher concentration out the front gate though, so you might have better success sneaking back out and maybe trying to find some group that's looting somewhere where you won't be quite so outnumbered.
Gotcha. So how many would you say are out at the gate?
Oh, probably between 20 and 30.
Okay, so that's definitely not an option. So can I like get onto the ramparts to see if I can scout around, see if I can find any cultists?
Yeah, sure. If you want to go out on the walls, you can. You just want to maybe be mindful of any potential dragon swoop bys.
Okay. So with this, okay, I see where the stairs are. Okay. So I'm gonna try to make my way onto the wall. Oh yeah. Also, Ren has to approve our moves, Mike. So you just drag your icon to where you want to go.
I see.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna use Adalbert to get a little bit of height and just kind of like fly a circle around the keep.
Yeah, all right.
Or I'm sorry, Ingvar.
I knew you were talking about, because
Yeah.
you're Adalbert.
Yeah.
Let's
Alright.
face it, the bird's in control and you're the minion.
Yeah, I mean, I assumed you were using the bird, because if you weren't, I'm not sure how you were going to do any scouting, because you don't have any
Yeah.
eyes, but...
One.
Right. So, you keep an eye out in case any dragons come flying in, because that's a bad place to be when that's happening. And you scout around. You can see just kind of general looting like going on. It's hard to say necessarily how many people are in any particular area that you can scout out, but with him you can kind of see really just these houses that are ringing the edge of this field, and you kind of get glimpses of the water. Keep in mind it is like 1 a.m, so it's not necessarily the brightest of night. You do have some fires burning, so you can see kind of people moving through past fires as they kind of move about the town. So you do know that there's still pockets of activity throughout the town where they're still looting, and those are going to be where the forces are spread the most thin as they move from home to home or building to building.
So would those be the buildings to the east of us or the northwest?
In any direction where you have buildings, you catch glimpses of activity, so you can really kind of pick and choose where you want to head into.
Okay, gotcha.
The only thing you're most aware in terms of numbers is you know how large the force was around the temple, because you scouted that and avoided the front of it. So you know you have a pretty large force hanging out there, but they presumably dispersed after they finished looting the temple and found no townfolk to attack, since you rescued them. So maybe avoid the eastern parts, because you know that force is kind of thick.
Gotcha. So, well, we're not going out the front door, so that means we're using the secret entrance. Unless these guys have like a ladder that they can set up to get us down the wall. But I think we should move towards the buildings just north of us.
Was the front covered real heavy and I missed that?
Yeah.
The front's covered real heavy. Still from when you guys made it into the keep. It's basically the same kind of size force out there. The only other exit from the keep would be the sally port, but it would need to be repaired before it could be used.
I think I just want to go out there and just point at one and go, "You come here," and just drag him in, and then see what everybody else does.
Well, you're pretty grossly outnumbered out the front door, so.
Yeah, but if only one walks up, it's not outnumbered.
But they're all out front. What do you mean?
Yeah, but if you just point at one of them and go, "You son of a bitch, come here," and then he listens, maybe.
You have to get a pretty fucking good persuasion roll on that.
Hey, intimidation, and I already proved I can do that.
Yeah. Go for it, man.
And
I
then,
mean, like, how many are out there?
like between 20 and 30.
20 and 30? Shit, I can take that.
I don't
Maybe you
I
can
don't think you can take that.
intimidate all of them. Give me 30 intimidation checks.
I do it. I attack them as a people.
You make them feel poorly about their life choices.
Yeah, you undermine their confidence, and just hope that they get real downtrodden and apathetic towards any actions they might take.
No, I'm kidding. So,
Right, so that seems like a bad idea to go out the front.
yeah.
So really, you could choose just to kind of try and sneak into some groups of buildings and try to catch someone off guard.
I say we just go back out to the river, through our little secret passage, grab one of the houses, and we just start with the closest house and the closest and most isolated house that we saw along the river, and just keep looking until we find somebody looting and kill all but one of them and drag his ass back here.
Oh, so you mean the south of the shrubbery?
Yeah, because when we went out, when we were walking along the river to get over to the mill, we saw houses specced along the river.
Right.
So we could go in and maybe somebody's looting a house right now. There'd only be a few of the guys, if there is anybody in them. And we just hit houses until we find somebody looting one, and we just kill everybody but one.
Sounds good to me.
All right, so a plan has formed. Back out the rat tunnel, and then sneaking out to the kind of the less dense area in the south here, and see if you can nab any cultists or whatnot.
Yep.
All right, sounds good.
I'm there.
I accept your move through the tunnel. Secret tunnel. Move accepted. Secret tunnel through the mountain. Give me just a second. I want to see if I can find some random encounters for this. That way we can.
What is your bird? Is it a raven, crow, falcon?
He's a falcon.
It's a falcon. Okay. So his owl.
Exactly. His parakeet.
His cockatoo. It pulled out all of its feathers. It's just super fucking angry all the time.
Super stressed out.
It's not alone, but it always feels alone.
What's your range of the falcon? Is it like 20 yards? 20 feet?
I think it's 100.
100.
Yeah.
100 feet?
100 miles.
Shit! Yeah.
I think Artorias is just spinning in the keep. Because he's just diagonal now. Pretty sneaky, sis. I just realized I was showing my age with that reference. The diagonal for Connect 4.
Don't wake Daddy. You can catch a beating.
I remember that game. Don't Wake Daddy. Hey, look. Artorias moved as well. And it wasn't me who did it. Nope. Wasn't me. I didn't move Artorias for him. Alright, so you guys want to just move south along the river? You're going to check these couple of groupings of houses first? What's the plan from here?
I say we head up the river west a little bit and hit this house that is, and I point at this house right here. Should have drawn a circle for you guys. I hope so.
I do not see a Sagor.
It did not, no.
All right. Well, I don't know. You must have drawing mode turned off then.
Probably because people draw random garbage on it.
You mean dicks?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I mean, not always.
There's not always dicks.
If we
Sometimes
head
there's
west,
boobs.
are we going to draw the attention of the dudes that are at the gate still thinking that we're inside there?
Well, we're like down a hill,
So were you thinking of this one?
so we're on the other side of like a pretty steep hill. So right now they don't have line of sight on us. But if we were to stay down in the river, we would end up on the backside of the shrubbery once we would get in line of sight of them.
How wide is the river?
Probably like 10 feet, based on how big our characters are. Or maybe less. Yeah, it's about, in diagonally, probably actually, based on how big the squares are, like 5 feet. Unless, the representation is not, 1-to-1 with the squares.
It is. Like each square is 5 foot.
Gotcha. So it's pretty, short.
Right, I see the circle now.
Does anybody else see it?
No.
No.
It's really faint.
Oh, I see it.
Can I make my drawing tool like a thicker paintbrush? Like I don't think I can.
Yeah, I don't know. I was trying to do that myself.
There you
Anyway,
go.
we know what house you're talking about.
Nailed it.
Did you? Because it's just gone now for me.
I was seeing if I could erase it. I can erase his shit.
Great.
We can erase everybody's drawings now.
Well, wonderful. Look at all these scribbles. Anyways, that house.
That one. The one with a 5-foot radius of nothing outside of it.
I don't know how to get rid of it.
I don't know how to.
Oh my
Fuck
god.
my client.
I know how to get rid of it. Jesus. Okay.
I want to move along the river towards that. There we go.
Great.
The map again. I had to close it because my ship froze.
Aldebert falls limp on the side of the river. We don't know why. He just passed the fuck out.
He has narcolepsy.
Every time we hit him, he goes, "Connection not found."
Yeah, can you push the map one more time, Red?
Where's my music?
I don't know where your music is. Everyone went quiet. Did you die?
I am here, but I just got a console error. Snapshot size does not match base size.
Yeah, my
I'm
still
screen.
there.
Sorry, my map is blank. I'm gonna have to restart the client. It's like frozen.
You guys can still hear me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Okay, I'm good.
Oh my god, Rebel Red. Please just turn Artorias. Just make him straight.
I can't.
You can.
You can, you just don't know how.
No one did it to your character. You must have done it on accident.
The way I imagine it is he's always walking with a gimp. Like, left leg. Stop it. Who did that to me?
I don't know. Not me. I can tell you I didn't twirl you.
I can't twirl other people. You usually do it with the scroll.
Yeah, you have to be like holding down click on it.
Who did that?
I done fixed it.
Why can't... You must have twirled me without meaning to, because I can't twirl other people.
I can't twirl me either.
Yeah, we can't... Nobody can twirl except for you.
Oh, I didn't click on his dude until I moved him, and he was already askew at that point.
What'd you call me?
Askew?
You're skew. What is that even a thing? To be called a skew?
I don't know. What's askew? Let's go skew hunting.
The door's not ajar. It's a door.
Just wait on this frickin' druid to get his shit together.
Give him a break. He's blind.
But he's got that
Right.
bird.
I'm right here. I don't know what you want. I'm standing right next to Zig and Artorias.
You said you had to restart.
Oh yeah, no, I'm good.
All right.
Okay, so it's Arano.
Yeah, it's
It
good.
didn't move.
You with this?
Look at that. He moved. And again, it totally wasn't the hand of God moving him.
Ooh, what's it doing? What's the thief doing?
Well, I'm gonna die because I can.
He's just rolling shit.
I'm better at it.
All right. Go
You
ahead
got lucky.
and roll perception.
Is anybody else's dice like frame rate wise really choppy?
Yeah, it's
It
garbage.
comes and goes.
They're sweet updates. Anyways, the bird notes that the door's been broken down. I can't tell if there's any activity though in the house, but you can see that it has certainly been attacked.
So everybody, so nobody, even the best rolls can't hear anything in there.
No,
Aldebert doesn't report hearing shit. All right.
no. Despite falcons being known for their keen sense of hearing, it only sees that it looks like the house has at least been entered. But whether
It's a falcon with human ears, so it doesn't hear as well.
it's got, yeah.
It's a fucking mutant.
You needed
Uh-huh.
you needed a falcon with like cat ears or something.
Uh-huh.
So do you proceed to investigate? Are you moving on from more houses where some activity looks more?
I think we should cross the river going east and head for those houses over there. Try to stay behind this hedge that we see across the river. But we're here at like a very thin part of the stream. It would be easiest to cross right here.
Yeah,
I mean, it depends on the current.
it's pretty shallow, right? It's like
I test the current by
But-
throwing the Rogan.
he just splashes around in the water, but he might be doing one of those like Robin Hood Men in Tights moments where
Ah,
he's scared of drowning, even though he can't actually sink.
I say
into
the current
water.
is fine.
None of that bullshit happened.
None of that happened. I don't know.
If you're listening
When
to this
the,
chat, he's a
when
fucking
the rogue
liar.
is in there, is he able to touch the bottom?
Yeah, it's really shallow. You guys have walked through this stream almost the whole length of it before.
All right, I cross over and I like tuck myself in behind the hedge.
I tuck myself in also.
Anyone need a bedtime story?
I wonder if I can queue up movements. I can. That's what Zig does. Oh my god, that's so cool.
No one apparently wishes to follow.
No, it's
follow
fine.
you.
I'm over here. I'm making a perception check.
Okay. All right, sounds good.
I killed it.
You know that there is some shrubbery behind you.
Oh shit! This shrub. Where did it come from?
You might be surprised by the rogue walking up behind you.
Boo!
I thought you were a shrub for a minute. I'm sorry.
Calm down.
The only thing. Calm down. All right, rogue, listen into that house.
Or just perceive into that house.
I shall perceive.
What do your rogue eyes tell you?
How do you not have a bonus to perception in your rogue?
Because I don't have any modifier to wisdom, because that's not an important stat for me.
In other words, he's good at this game. And then the druid and the cleric are just chatting, I think, over on the other side.
We're talking about gods.
There. I can't see where Siguroi is.
How? I'm sitting right next to the rogue.
I'm not seeing you. That's weird.
I see it.
Huh. Must be on my end.
I could try syncing the view.
Yeah, still not seeing him. That's weird.
You could remove my token and drop it back on there.
How about now? You see him now?
Yeah, there we go.
Wonderful.
All right,
So
you guys should throw your ears in there too.
I need another perception check.
Okay, I rolled. Perceive.
Does the fog of war change at all?
oh, I guess.
I can't. Why can't I see this block of grass next to us?
It's got a spell cast on it for stuff. For
For
reasons.
stuff. Neat.
Yeah. I mean, with a perception roll like 1, what do you
I
expect?
don't want to hear it.
There, you happy?
Slightly, yeah.
There, you've seen a little bit more too off to that side. Yeah, you guys kind of same deal. You can see that the buildings have been busted into, and you think you hear some movement inside. It's faint though.
Who hears it? Because it ain't me.
Kick him in the ding ding.
Nah, the 10 and the 14 hear it.
Cool. And it's the nearest house that we're hearing it?
Yeah, well, you think. Since it seems difficult to hear, but you
Gotcha,
still hear
okay.
it.
So I'm going to try to sneak up to the house.
Do you tell us anything?
No.
He just starts sneaking.
Okay. I think I hear people in there. I'm going to try to sneak up to the house.
And then Zigguroid doesn't sneak to the house.
No, I'm not sneaking up to the house. I'm running around the backside.
I'll sneak.
Zigguroid just sounds like someone with a bag full of cooking utensils.
Like he's just pots and pans strapped to him.
There's like a leather sack filled with coins and pots.
Yeah. Spoons. maybe a meat mallet.
He's the bell-covered dummy from Secret of the Ooze.
What? That went over my head.
Ninja Turtles? Secret of the, when he's got to take all the bells off the dummy to join the foot? Come on, people.
I've seen it, but I don't remember that.
Yeah, the pizza guy. He has to prove he's ninja-like, but Raph is like doing all of the tasks in like smoke and stuff for him. One of the tasks was to steal all the bells off a dummy.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that.
Anyways,
90s were a weird time.
my oh so topical reference, pointless now, since it had to be explained to death. All right, so you guys are at the house. You can hear better now that there's some scurrying about and some chatter. It doesn't sound human, though.
Might be a kobold.
Kobold. Let's go wreck these fuckers. Can I see a window? Can you point me in the direction of the nearest window?
Your falcon sees some windows, sure.
Okay. I want to sneak up to the window to see if I can peek in.
He puts his blind head up. Whoa.
I just like put my bird up, okay? I put him on the windowsill.
You just hold the bird up.
There's a fucking bird on an arm that gets raised. People on the inside looking out the window see a hand and a bird.
I kind of picture him holding the falcon like you would like if you're like carrying a chicken or whatever, like just on both sides, holding the wings down, and he just like lifts it up two-handed to peek in. Yeah, when you look in, you see a trio of kobolds kind of lazily milling about. Seems like maybe it's been done here and they're just like tired of participating, so they're just kind of doing whatever, looking for food, sitting in chairs, chattering. This is a social endeavor you've stumbled upon for these.
Gotcha. So I'm going to sneak over to Zig. See, we'll do another stealth roll. So 11.
Okay, you are sneaky. So far, your troops, they don't seem to notice what's going on.
Gotcha. So I want to see, so we could, I mean, they're kobolds. There's only 3 of them, and it seems like whatever they were doing in there, they're done. So we can try to take them on in combat, or Zig can run in there and try to intimidate them, get them to run off. Maybe we can avoid having to...
Wasn't there a back door back there?
Not sure. I just came over here to tell you what I saw.
I mean, it looks like it has a door in the back as well.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Did they see a back door on the back side, or like we all would have saw a back door back there when we were passing around it?
Well, you're on the back side because they put.
I mean, well, backside for me. You know what I mean?
Right. The front of the building, which is opposite of where you're all standing, definitely has a door. So does this side. There's 2 doors. This appears to be a back door that you're standing at.
So, why don't you guys hide by the other door? I'll bust in here like a bat out of hell, and maybe one of them will run away and you can grab them, and then I'll kill the other 2.
Go ahead. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and use a cantrip on you called Guidance. And basically, you roll a d4, and you get to add that to your next skill check.
Basically, he coached you. He's like, what you want to do to be scary. I'll yell really loud, swing your weapon about, look big.
Want to raise your arms and, flail them?
Think bear.
Think bear.
Be the bear.
All right, so I'll wait for them to get into position.
So, you go right here. And walk right through the house. Sneaky.
You hear a change in the commotion inside.
All right. As soon as it dies down, I want to make a strength check to kick the door open.
Me too.
All right, so we're double kicking the door.
Hell yeah.
Let's triple kick it.
Okay.
Uh,
Show
That's a 6 spin.
well, I guess it would. So Zig would have a 19 because of the plus.
It's just a strength check.
Yeah, that's
I don't know.
fine.
Outside, like, since we're not fighting yet, could you just, well, could I just take 10?
Well,
Well,
we already made noises by kicking the door, so like.
taking 10 is on the assumption that you continue working at it until you at least get a 10. So, like, taking a 10 would be tantamount to you, like, kicking the door repeatedly and eventually getting a 10, potentially.
so,
Okay.
So what you're saying is that's not an option?
Well, the element of surprise is kind of shot if we do that.
It's just that, like, we would have to establish, like, how long it... like, the idea of taking a 10 is that you have infinite time to accomplish the task, right? So it doesn't matter how many times you fail. Eventually you would get an average of 10, right? That's the idea behind taking a 10. So, you know, like, if you were whittling off by yourself, you're like, I'm going to whittle a thing for infinite time. All right, eventually you'll carve a thing.
All right, so do I splinter the door with a 19?
Well, so just to clarify, you want to wait until they calm back down?
Do I want to wait? No, it's just like you said that we heard them like kind of taper off and they're talking. And so like I took that as an initiative to go because I'm afraid that they've noticed us.
Yeah, I said there was a change in the commotion. You said I'll wait for that to calm down, but I just was clarifying that that's what you actually meant.
Oh no, I meant I wait for the druid to get to the back and then I kick.
Okay, well, as he was going around the house is when you heard the change in the commotion. So you don't know where he's at when you hear the change, but he has left your sight because he went around
All
the
right.
house.
Yeah, then I kick as soon as I hear the commotion change.
All right. Yeah, you and the rogue kind of kick at it. You guys both kind of bust it open. The kobolds have kind of moved to
Jump into the room.
moved to the front. Looks like they were preparing to open the door and see what's what. What?
What in the door?
And then, of course, as you come crashing in, they
We'll just talk about.
turn around and are like, ah! And they draw weapons and, you know, all that good stuff.
And I want to intimidate scream at them. See what they do.
Coming in, yeah!
All right, well, roll intimidation, I suppose.
All right, so we bust the door down, and I go mountaintop.
They seem they seem like they've been frightened by your mountaintop scream. But their response to being frightened is to attack.
All right.
So
These guys are dumb.
So, okay. So we roll initiative? Or can I get a sneak attack off since they don't know I'm here?
well, you'd have to open the door. And I think they might notice that.
Maybe.
I'm not 100%.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and delay my turn then.
Make your bird open it. They'll think it's just weird that a bird's opening a door.
That's fair. The cleric is real hurt right now, also. Just kind of be mindful of that.
Damn.
Oh, I am.
So, I mean... Yeah, I'm gonna delay my turn so that all three of them don't turn around and fucking club me to death.
The round's set to 5.
Yeah, I'm trying to resolve that. Nope, that's...
So
Do we
there's
need to roll
a-
initiatives too?
yes, you'll want to roll initiatives.
Oh yeah, Mike, so there's a little, in the upper right-hand corner, there's a picture of 2 swords crossed. That's the combat tracker. So if you click that, you'll see where we're at.
Upper right hand. Ah, there it is. Okay.
Why
So,
can't I remember how to
is
reset this
my-
mother?
WND9 how many hit points I've lost or how many I have?
That's how many wounds you have. So you've been wounded for 9 hit points.
Yeah, you got one.
So I have 1 hit point.
Absolutely.
That is
Yeah, we
correct.
this character.
really set you up for success.
You were an
Thanks,
NPC
guys.
last game. We really ran you through the ringer.
Okay.
All right, I've remembered the complicated instructions of click on the 5 and type 1. So
So, do you have any lay on hands left?
I remember I used at least a portion of it. I can spin up to 5 hit points. I don't know how much of it I've spent. But if I'm not at full health, which I'm not, I doubt I have any left.
listen
I'm trying
here.
to look for like some kind of tracker, and I don't have one. I have it. It's under my abilities section, lay on hands, but I don't have like the little dots for it, like you do with like ammo for throwing weapons and shit like that.
All right. Well, we have kobolds in there. They're not linked to their tokens, so just from the top of the house down to the bottom of the house is 1, 2, 3 is what we'll say.
Gotcha. So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna delay my turn. And then when you're done with your turn, Mike, you hit the little down arrow in the bottom left corner of the combat tracker.
Yeah, and we'll say that your intimidation was successful enough to where you will get the first round of actions before they come into effect.
Surprise round, motherfuckers. All right, Aranel.
So
We have a
I'll-
history gear case, so like we're buddies, and I'm like, be safe.
and I do, and I stand right behind you.
Fantastic. Good. Stay behind the shield. You are feeble and weak.
He's just got like bandages wrapped over his armor in spots, just like, oh god. All right, Rogue. What's your move?
Gonna shoot him with an arrow. As soon as I remember how.
Great.
Should be under actions, the actions tab.
The rogue is analyzing his bow and trying to remember how to knock an arrow in real time.
How does bow shoot?
Oh
Oh,
shit, he did as fuck.
He remembered.
So you roll 2 dice, or does it just do max damage?
If he throws damage, it'll just throw 2 dice for him.
Just to remind everyone of the fearsome appearance of these kobolds.
Super spoopy.
Baby Dargans.
Oh shit, probably had to do that on him, huh?
Well, yeah.
You just
So
rolled the
Do it
damage
again
into
on the same
nothing.
guy. See,
There you go.
Now it's got your crit in there. And also,
He died.
you're not doing sneak attack because nobody's technically next to him.
I mean, that's fine. He did.
All right, make it go away. Haha.
Now there are 2 remaining.
But I see 3 tokens. My visual representation. What
Oh.
triggers?
Oh my god. There.
Yes.
There you go. 2 tokens left.
I feel better.
Keep in mind, this mission is to capture and interrogate. Whether you want to
Alright.
capture and interrogate a kobold is up to you, but
Is it my turn? Hit next turn. Arturius. Oh my god.
more like
Might be,
this slowly crawling.
All right, I charge forth. Get within melee range of both of these remaining ones.
I accept your move.
Perfect.
I'm gonna go ahead and take my turn after Zig.
All right, so 3 is the one to my left. Yeah.
Yes.
We're gonna club him with a warhammer. Perfection. No. All right, well, he's dying.
Okay.
Okay, so this one's dying, but not dead. So if you guys don't hit him anymore, we might be able to
Yeah, you can also choose to
sustain him. Oh, that's right. You can say non-lethal before you swing.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. Can you hit next on the combat thing?
I think we have to put
But
you
I like my turn.
lower. There you go.
Oh,
right.
see, somebody went and did something for me. There he goes.
So I'm gonna go ahead and pocket sand.
Are you gonna open the door first?
Oh yeah.
He does.
No, I'm
No, he's
doing
throwing it out the door.
Okay. Go ahead and open the
I'm
door.
like fucking blind druids.
And
Yeah.
then
Obviously, you
pocket
hear
sand.
the mountaintop scream and know that the fight has begun.
Okay, so just open the door and I go pocket sand. And then I throw a poison spray at Kobold 2. Sweet. And then I do some damage. Whoa. He's fucking dead. And his death, I imagine, is fucking really gruesome because he just shot poison in his face.
Yeah, it just like splutters and chokes and gags and starts foaming and eyes rolling back and twitching and falls
Joffrey's.
to the ground. Yeah, basically, Joffrey.
Yeah. Alright. Nice job.
Perhaps a more topical reference than my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2.
So then the dying dude, I wanna medicine for stabilizing him while he's dying.
Yeah, you actually have a cantrip to spare the dying.
I wanna read it. I keep getting lost on this character sheet.
It would be on
Actions. Found it.
actions. And whenever you click the little shields is where you get the details.
All right. I will spare the dying kobold.
All right. Then he is revived of consciousness, but still badly wounded.
All right. Anybody got rope on him? Let's tie this guy up. I like
rope.
staying really close to him, making sure he doesn't try to cheese it on me.
So,
Yeah, he looks around nervously and just doesn't move.
So I'm gonna go ahead and tie him up. Do I have to do like any sort of check for that?
No, you more or less have your way with this Kobold 3.
First, okay, I want to intimidate him, just because.
Yeah, I mean, he seems pretty well intimidated from the being hit to death and then magically spared and then tied up,
And then
surrounded.
being resuscitated while his friends are dead.
Yeah, correct.
I rolled a 2.
You in fact bolster his confidence a little bit from your
He's like,
intimidation.
oh,
He's
I guess
like,
it's not so bad.
they're all bluster, except for that he's still near death and all that good stuff.
He's tied up. I go boo, and he just doesn't jump.
So, hey kobold, do you speak common? Do you speak what you speak, kobold?
Yeah, he gives you some broken common. Me understand. Me speak.
All right. Since I don't know enough of the plot, I don't know what questions to ask him, but we know he speaks common, so somebody else step in here.
Yeah.
All right, so I grab him by his neck and pick him up and be like, all right, how much, do you know anything? Are you just here for the raiding and the looting?
He just looks terrified, and he's like, me know, me tell.
Okay, what do you know?
Everything. What you want?
Okay. Why are you guys here?
Take gold.
All right, you're here for looting. Why is the dragon here?
Dragon here because we take gold.
So
What's
the
the
dragon
go?
wants you to... He wants you to be able to loot? Why isn't he taking any money? Does he get it cut?
Should he want cut? Yes,
No, it's
he want gold.
I look at the druid, like with this like knowing glance of like this guy. He's just saying shit I want to hear.
He's giving it all. I shake him and I go, "Who are you working for?"
Where is she?
He said for Dragon Lady.
Dragon lady.
Who is
What's the dragon lady's name?
Dragon Lady.
Where is the dragon lady?
Far. I don't. What?
Far.
She
All right,
wants.
so you guys
gold.
loot this money. The dragon's helping you loot the money. Where are you guys taking the money after you get done gathering it up?
To Dragon Lady.
To dragon.
I smack him
This
real hard.
conversation sucks.
Then I go, "Where is the dragon lady? Where are you taking the gold after you leave here?"
To Colt Dragon Lady.
Okay.
Near, far. I don't.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know where she's at. He's too low. Is there who is the boss of this raid?
Who's your boss?
Dragon Lady.
Son of a bitch. All right. Have you seen any of your human friends around? Where'd they go? The cultists in the cool clothes? You know, the guys you're raiding with? Where are they at?
He's gonna just shrugs everywhere.
Everywhere? How about the closest one? And I try to be like kind of nice about it, like try to calm him down.
We wanna bring you back to your friends so they can take you home.
Yeah. Where's your closest like human friend?
He kind of just looks around and shrugs. He doesn't like.
I break his neck. This guy
Like
just
this-
close to me. He had no honor. This guy was a coward. I'm displeased with him. All right,
Okay.
we know
What's your,
something now.
What's your alignment, Zig?
Oh, let me see. I think I'm just good on this one.
But he's good in quotes.
Well, so I follow tier. So all of my like alignment is based off what tier sees to be correct, and he's all about honor and balance. And I'm neutral good, so I'm definitely not lawful good.
I was gonna say, is breaking the neck of your tied up hostage honorable?
Well, yeah, because this guy, he was a coward. Tyr doesn't like cowards. He already fought too. He gave his valiant death. He was past beyond his means. But we did learn something. They're here. Their whole point, the looting wasn't an afterthought. They were here to gain gold for a reason. Whoever Dragon Lady is.
So maybe they're looking for something specific in this town. Maybe they're not after gold. Maybe they're just here to find something, and the, underlings, the humans, may know a little bit more than these kobolds. Or,
Yeah.
they're just
I'd
here
say we
to-
still look for a cultist. He gave us a
Yeah.
little bit of information, but we don't know enough yet.
Sure. I think we should check the next house just south of us.
Yeah, and just in case it wasn't clear, Nighthill was hoping that he would get to interrogate the captives. So, like, his request was specifically to bring up his prisoners back.
Yeah, and he also asked for a cultist, though, didn't he?
Yeah, he said commander or a low-ranking one would be best.
Yeah, so I figure us bringing back a kobold's not really a good use of his time. So asking him questions, killing him here, I'm alright with that. I want to bring a cultist back, though.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that was clear. I kind of assumed, but just was covering that base. All right. Well, everything's all quiet now except for the slow trickling hissing of poison and blood from
Does-
kobold bodies.
I think it's a good
Does
time to
m-
take a nap.
Does medicine let us? We can only stabilize. We can't really recover any hit points right now.
Wait, does Aranel have any hit dice?
No. He has
Yeah, I think we're
he
all
has
out.
gone down like in every fight.
Except this one.
Correct. The one he did not participate in, really. It's like, the NPC's fine, but now it's a PC. And it's like, oh, this poor player character.
This poor man.
He's seen some shit. All right, let's check the next house. I'm gonna go ahead and approach it stealthily.
Yeah, this is
You
like
don't want-
like a storehouse or a barn. For
I loot the bodies. I'm looking for gold. All the shit that they stole.
Yeah, this building next to it doesn't seem like a separate family home. It's just there's no activity in there when you check.
Adalbert's stealthing over and his hawk just screeches out.
Caw-caw. And they go, "What is it, boy?"
Is anyone else just picturing the Falcon from Birdman, Attorney at Law?
Yes. Yes. It's exactly
Yeah.
arrogant and loud and pissed off all the time.
Filing papers constantly.
I like to imagine that it's like Hey Hey from Moana. It's
Yeah.
just a giant, retarded, bug-eyed bird because I don't know about it yet.
Yeah, he's a chicken.
Oh yeah, I mean you got the shtick of it. He's blind. He uses a bird to see. They're magically bound, like a familiar spell, essentially. So he uses the bird to see. All right, you guys are in around this house. This house is empty. There's nothing going on. In fact, it looks
Right.
like just like a storage house for the building next to it, like for farming and whatnot. You're all just kind of milling about in your own spots. It's fine. I don't know. Maybe we check here.
We're spreading out so we can shoot a really cool album cover.
Who's a stealth boy?
All four of us should walk across the road at the same time.
What about that
I
house?
mean,
that's
you
even
know-
further.
We could last choice. We could go back to the church. We know that church had people in it. It just would be a hell of a fight, and we're already kind of low on resources. But I mean, that's always like a last resort. We know there's people there.
Fuck that, dude. Let's keep milling around here. See if we can find a house. So that house to the southeast, was that a storage for the farmhouse too, or?
No one has gone and checked it out.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Run fucking fast.
I breached the house. Manliness.
With your manhood.
Yeah, you bust
My
in and you see that it's
Barrel-sized chest.
that it's stables, but all the animals have been let loose.
All right.
You, scared
I
of
look at the
magic?
group and I say, we probably need to head into the town square. Like, let's think, where does it take them the longest to loot? Because that's where they're going to be spending the most of the time, and we try to get to the outskirts of the area that's going to take the longest for them to loot. So we need to pick somebody off from the outside of the center of town, where the markets are and stuff like
The
that.
markets would be a good spot because if they're harvesting gold, the merchants would have lockboxes.
And so therefore it takes them a while to get the money out? Is that what you're thinking?
Guns
Well,
or
that or it's the place that they'd have to dig through the most. They'd spend the most time
To
there. They're
find
chasing gold.
I said we head over there, but it's going to be hard, though. We're going to have to sneak around the backside of the fortress. I'm assuming, out of character talking, I'm assuming the kind of circular area northwest of the stronghold is the kind of town square-ish merchant market street
place.
kind of looking area.
Yeah, that's the town square. So yeah, either there or there's that what looks more like maybe like a neighborhood off to the west of the keep also is pretty dense in terms of.
But yeah, that line of that street we came down looks pretty loaded.
We know that there's a lot of cultists on between here and there, though.
Well, in the front of the keep there is. On the backside we didn't see a lot, so we might be able to sneak around the backside and come up in between the houses.
Sounds good to me.
You guys like that? All right. So here, I'll draw out like a path that I'm thinking, and then and I would say we're generally trying to be sneaky, but if like we need to stop and do something, let us know, DM.
No.
Cool.
I'll just assume what happened if you run into something.
Cool. That's how I like to DM. You guys can call out if you guys disagree with that, but I think that's like the safest, like, sneak back.
The last kind of leg of that is probably more visible than you want it to be, based on, because that was kind of more or less the route.
Hillside not heavy right there.
Yeah, so kind of where you see it start to lighten on the map is more visible. When you guys ran up that way, they were still kind of setting up, but now they have like torches and little encampments out in front of the keep for the groups that are watching and making sure no one comes out to interfere with their looting. So you just might want to swing your leg a little further back, but you would have known all of that because you can scout it from the keep, what their kind of setup looks like out front. Yeah, that's perfect. You want to zigzag in to where they're at first, and then head back the way you came.
All right, so go ahead and approve my move, and it'll put me at like where we got up to, even though it does a bunch of crazy shit in the meantime.
Yeah, let's just watch your little guy. And
Ziggurat takes off sprinting.
They've spotted me. Time to lose them.
Oh shit! Jeez it! Fuck! Serpentine pattern.
Right along the wall. All right, I think, and that was. No, it's fine. We'll go here. No, okay, back here. That's fine.
Nailed it.
Perfect. It's a perfect running path.
Cue the Benny Hill theme music.
I think I lost him.
I have no idea what's going on.
I shook him. Got to shake him off.
All right, so we stay pretty well hidden up to this point, but then when we get here, that's when we kind of notice that like, oh, that slope over there, we're going to be seeing if we dart
It's just a
straight
broad
out.
open field, and you can hear the clamor on the other side of the fort.
Yeah, there's not much for them to do. It's a pretty sizable group, and like I said, they've set up some temporary encampments because they know they're guarding the keep for the duration of their looting spree. So they're just all kind of camped out.
The rest of the party being here with me, I would say, do you guys want to sit here and watch and see what the crowds do for a little bit? See if they like where they're headed, where they're going, where's the movement?
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
All right, so these guys all fly over to you.
So fast.
Yeah. I don't have to approve my own moves, except for some. I don't have to approve my own moves, except for sometimes. So, I don't know what changes when it makes me accept the move I did versus where I can just drag and drop you wherever I want. But whatever. All right, so you guys are milling about here. You're talking about. All right, so we think that the dense population.
Fog of War?
Say what now?
Fog of War? Because like there's shit right next to us that we don't see anymore.
Oh, the fog of war that's just over the house. Yeah, most of it is because it's dark and houses start blocking your way. But why did it redo fog of war? That's not what I wanted.
You don't remember what used to be here.
What the? Why you do this?
You have short-term memory problems. You've already forgotten where we're going and why.
And where did you come from? And you went. Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
I don't know why my mask. I'm not sure why my mask mode suddenly started drawing new masks instead of removing masks. So that's neat.
I think you can inverse it like right clicking and I don't know, or maybe hold shift or something.
Inconveniently, it's my push to talk button.
Oh, that sucks.
So I may change that bind later. All right, so yeah, you see a little more of that house. It looks like it could have activity. I mean, as you came up from below, you see that the door off of that back road has been busted in, and of course, kind of the way you came into this was from kind of similar. You were like straight across, right, and you ran along those houses. So not all of those houses seemed like they were under siege when you ran by them, but that was of course like 3 hours ago. So what's the plan from here, gents? Ducked into the shadowy space behind this hill?
Yep. I think maybe we roll the dice and just make a run for it.
And maybe just berth a little bit more to the right than I had originally drawn.
Yeah.
Well, how much would it be if we were to scout this direction up that road?
Like up along the side of that building there.
Yeah, because it looks like in the fog of war, this will loop back up this way at some point, and then we could navigate along that road or find more heavy cover that won't put us in line of sight to 30 people.
Yeah, I say we I suggest to the rogue, like, go up to that house there and be real careful and see, like, go see what you can see over there, because we can't see over the hill.
Word.
So, are you wanting me to accept this move, cleric?
I was using it as an example for visualization, so I'm not planning that move. We'll see what the rogue does.
Right. Well, if there's a house over there where you're drawing that path, I don't see anything.
No, we're talking about this house where we're, like, literally right next to the L-shaped one.
Oh, okay.
All right, go ahead and give me a stealth roll there, Arctorius. Okay. And there's another kind of, where you walked up to, there's another sort of door, but it doesn't look like a main entrance, more of a back entrance for the place. And there are some windows along that wall, though, so if you're wanting to peek in or check it out, or if you're trying to go around and follow the path that Aranel had mapped out, just let me know what you're doing.
Let's peek in.
Alright, so you peek in, and you see kind of a similar scene to what you came in on the kobolds, only this time it appears to be a group of mercenaries. But kind of the same idea. Like, it doesn't look like they're doing any looting anymore. Every now and again, they're kind of glancing out towards the window that you're looking at. But it's like a glance. So go ahead and give me a perception. Great.
Ouch.
You think maybe they live here?
This is their house.
Yeah. Oh shit! Some villagers managed to just stay unnoticed in this giant house right next to the keep, and I didn't mean to disturb them. No, you can't discern their purpose or anything like that from their body language and whatnot.
Okay.
So,
What should I do here, guys? Should I
We're not-
go back or
We're not up
tell
there
you what
with
I
you.
found?
You can get closer. You can come back and relay it to our characters what you're seeing.
Peek around the edge of the building, see what's down that road a little bit.
So you assume mercenaries by their mannerism and how not interested they are in continuing what's going on. But it's hard to say because most of the cultists that you encountered are also in fairly typical gear. They don't stand out necessarily. But from watching them for a little bit, they seem like they're less invested in what's going on. And go ahead and give me another stealth roll for moving back around to the house. All right.
Is anything open up Fog of War wise, or?
Yeah, it just takes a second.
Oh, okay.
Calm down.
Oh, okay.
Calm down.
No,
Calm down.
No, will not calm down.
Fucking give me a second.
And we'll throw. There was like 4 dudes in there, just so that you know what you were looking at. All right, it's another stay stealthy.
I see that there's 4 G's in there. It's
Yeah.
crazy to know that they got so many gangsters.
Yeah, they're not what you would call an OG, but definitely G's.
They're new on the scene.
Correct. Yeah, they're definitely new to the G life.
So, out of character, mercenary would be a pretty good catch because someone's gonna have to have hired and paid them.
They'll have a contract.
Yeah, it's not a bad fallback.
So, Artorias, give me another stealth roll for your move up to this house. Man, look at this. These thief skills paying off. All
Say
right.
thievery.
Yeah, so same kind of deal here. You kind of peek in. This door that you've come up to is broken down, and you look in. There's no activity in there. You just see that it has been ransacked, and no one is hanging out in that particular house.
All right, I'm gonna go back to the group and tell them about the guards dudes. There are 4 mercenaries in the house in front of us.
And the cleric runs off.
He's gone rogue. He's gone rogue.
Oh God.
So,
Well, I don't know how I was supposed to cancel a move request.
Can the DM not say deny movement?
I can just choose not to accept it. So then I accepted it and put him back.
So it just sits there until somebody does something with it. All right, so we got 4 mercenaries. Now, I haven't, except for fucking Dragon Skull Death Knell, whatever that one guy's name was, which I regret killing now. We could have asked him some questions. Nobody's really been in cultist clothes. Am I correct in saying that, DM?
Yeah, you more can discern them after you're checking the bodies. Like, you'll find like
Trinkets or amulets or something.
yeah, some sort of paraphernalia that is more identifiable to like the symbol of the cult, if you will. But until then, they're kind of in plain Jane clothing, with the exception of the one dude that you ran into behind. The temple.
I say, well, here's the way I see it. We got a decent amount of information out of a kobold, so that means that this isn't a very need-to-know basis kind of operation. And a human is just going to be a strict upgrade on information. So I say we capture one of these guys. We see if we can get any information out of him. We don't know which one of these guys are just hired muscle and which one of them are cultists. So maybe we need to try and take all of them and figure out which one's going to have the most info and bring them back to the captain.
Sounds good.
To the governor? To the governor?
To
sounds good to me.
Governor Nighthill. All right. So what's the approach?
I want to stealth up, but I want the rogue to assist me in that, so that I do not suck at it. But I want to get up to that
so
back door.
do I need to hold your pots and pans?
Oh wait, let me hit you with some guidance.
I close my eyes and I bare my chest.
and I touch it very gently. So now you can roll a d4. I whisper in your ear, go get him, champ.
You got this, buddy.
You're gonna do great. I know you will.
And
But can't the rogue like roll a perception or a stealth check, and like if he rolls good, I get like a bonus or something, or is that an old system and I'm wrong?
I don't remember seeing an assist option in here. I don't know how he would assist you in stealth though.
Be like, well, see, here's the thing. Don't groan so much when you're walking. Like, really, just stop talking when you're doing it. I don't know. All right, never mind. I think the +3 will be good enough. But I think we all should sneak up to the door.
Don't you also have disadvantage?
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, thanks for reminding me, Ian.
I don't think
Okay.
I didn't forget. That's for sure.
Spank you, helpy helper time.
All right, and this time they're linked. So
Nice. All right, guys. Remember, non-lethal damage.
So, I have 1 hit point, and I want to try and do something that can contribute without only standing around. So, I'm going to use the fucking move marker again, just because that's the only way I know how to highlight something on the map. What does this part of the building look like?
there's a window in that corner, and then past those like crates, there's a door into the building. That little ramp-looking doodad. That's a door on either side.
Do the crates have anything, or are they just empty boxes?
We'll say they have nothing of interest.
Just also, you do have a crossbow, I believe.
You do.
All right. I'm taking a look at something on my character sheet real quick.
I think he also has a ranged cantrip for damage too.
Oh, what is it? Smite or something?
Sacred Flame, I think.
Yeah, that's it.
Is it daytime or nighttime?
It's around 2 in the morning, or a little past 2 in the morning. So night.
Okay.
Up all night to get lucky.
Oh, sorry. I should probably set the mood, huh?
Can't sneak.
There.
I was gonna say, but what I want to do.
There we go.
What I'm thinking is I want to light a torch. I want to light the back half of that building on fire. Because if they have to go out of the building in order to attend to some shit being on fire, that will funnel the enemy unaware.
Oh yeah, you weren't here for that. There were signs that the cultists attempted to burn down a lot of buildings, and the fire didn't seem to be taking. So it might take more effort than you want to get this building to light up.
Yeah, they built their shit pretty anti-inflammatory. Like the medicine that I take. It was a bad joke I tried.
Are you talking?
Nothing. We're fine.
What? Huh? What about anti-inflammatories? I like ibuprofen.
These are they use a lot of asbestos here.
That would go up in flames like immediately. No, it wouldn't.
No, it's fireproof.
No, but it is what, cancerous? Is that?
Yeah.
No, but like if you have spray asbestos, I don't know why anybody gives a shit about this, but if you have spray asbestos, it goes up in flames. But like solid asbestos doesn't.
Yeah. Well,
It's like insulation.
Yeah, they probably didn't use aerosol cans.
How do you know they don't have
I
that kind of
mean,
technology?
If you were spraying anything with aerosol on it, it would probably go up in flames.
That's completely true.
So, I'm gonna move you back. Why do I? Oh, okay. It's when I'm holding my push to talk button, and then it makes me accept my own move. Okay.
So,
figuring out commands.
in this version, do cantrips have a limit on use, or are they unlimited?
They're unlimited use.
They're your at-wills.
Okay. Then my contribution to the plan has kind of not worked. So I might just stand in the field with my 1 hit point for a while.
Yeah, you can do that. Lob off some crossbow bolts.
Yeah.
Does he have a ranged weapon?
Yeah, he has 2 range options. Either the cantrip or his crossbow.
Yeah, just like stand outside the door and just be super safe and set yourself to what is it called, skirmish mode.
Which involves running away whenever they come within
Whenever they get within
distance,
melee
which
range,
is
you just
not
run.
getting close to the door to begin with.
So what you're saying is he's going to be in the upper left corner of the map with like 3 dudes.
With like 1 ammo left, and they're just chasing him.
You're like, God damn it, don't run that way.
No, you're completely so far away, I can't even use you anymore.
What
Why did my
the
morale break so
hell?
quickly?
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah, I'll sneak up to the door, and let's see if I get us caught.
All right.
All right, here we go. I have a +3 to this.
I mean, well, yeah, you think.
All right, so it's actually a 14.
It's not bad.
Yeah, you managed to be as quiet as you can in your metal armor. Go ahead.
All
and
right,
give
so I
me
get up to the doorstep, and I wait for a second to see if anybody heard me, and then I look back at the rest of the party, and I wave them to come up. I did it.
Yeah, go ahead and roll perception to
right.
confirm your suspicions that you were a successful stealth guy. Yeah, you hear very lazy murmuring, not in the urgency that you would expect if they had heard you.
All right, come on. Fuckers, get up here. What? He went wide.
Classic pincer move.
Classic maneuver.
I deliberately go wide.
He's going for a flank.
Oh, okay.
He is about as stealthy as you are, though, so we'll see how well it goes.
In reality, we're all stealthy, and they're like, "Hey, there's a cleric outside."
Yeah. Exactly. Yep. So, more stealth rolls if the intent is to be quiet while doing this approach. Great.
I'm trying.
Fuck.
That's why I went wide. They
Um,
hear something by the front door.
Yeah. So, as the rest of the party comes up to join you, Stealthidin, you hear an immediate shift in the internal mutterings of the building, and you suspect that the jig may be up.
All right. I take the initiative to open the door as fast as I can and draw as much attention while screaming at Aranel, and I go, "Get behind me, Aranel!" Because they're going to come out that other door, and they're going to how do I put this delicately? They're going to shit on him.
Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah, as soon as you hear him being clangy, give me just a perception just to make sure, but it's not.
Make sure that I can hear his resounding clash.
Yeah, you pick up that he's not going to be quiet immediately, so you can start hammering on the door as soon as you want in that to draw attention. That's no problem.
All right, I try to splinter the door again. I'll toss a strength check.
And he was certainly the loudest, but the other two weren't particularly quiet either while they were coming up.
The paladin's the stealthy one. That's a first. All right, so I try to kick the door and I just try to be tanky as
Sucked up all
possible,
the
as
stealth.
much attention on me as possible.
Yeah, you can kind of kick it in, and it's going to be initiative, right? They hear stuff, and then you kicking in the door. And
All right,
that stuff.
initiative, boys. Here we go.
So I re-roll initiative because I'm looking at the combat tracker. It has a number, but I have to write in a new one. Yeah.
If you roll an initiative, it will update
Right,
the
it's
number.
your initiative from the last fight, so you toss a new initiative, and it just
Gotcha.
auto updates it in there. And there you go.
All right, so we have our orders. Let's put it up to good old Artorias since he won the rolls.
Okay, so I mean, was his stealth so bad it was surprising, and we get a round of surprise attack?
I mean, no, they were alerted to the noise, and then you kicked in the door, and then they see you at the door, so they're just like around the door.
I mean, if somebody dropped a bunch of pots and pans outside my house, I'd be surprised.
You would probably be surprised, but in a way that makes you alert to the situation, not in a way that disadvantages you to the situation.
Alright.
That would be like the most incompetent mercenary force ever.
Ah, pots and pans, run, boys!
Somebody's
Pots
sneaking
and
up on
pans.
us. I don't know what to do.
We're no match for those.
Time to skedaddle. So, Rogue, what you doing? What you up to?
I'll probably shoot one.
I love the conviction. Nah, parachuting.
Maybe I'll shoot him with an arrow or summit.
Yeah, nice hit.
Alright, non-lethal damage, so like hit him in the legs and shit.
Shoot him in the face.
Don't listen to the druid. He's dark.
Heavy.
That was in
man.
his kneecap.
Alright, so who did you hit? You hit
Guard 1.
guard 1. Alright. So did you like shoot through the window or the door?
He probably
Whatever opening
did
is.
this.
I don't know.
Cool. They're like it's sick. You're just like through a doorway.
So I'm gonna move up to take cover behind Zig. Still
Say that
kind
again?
of like moving
You're
up to
gonna stand
take
behind me.
cover behind Zig. Yep. And then I am going to I'm gonna cantrip. Gonna cantrip all over someone. So how do I use a cantrip?
So there should be two little buttons there. You take the first one under Oh, I'm sorry. Go to actions and then
I see it.
hit the little dice one next to the cantrip.
So if you hit the little magnifying glass, it'll drop down some more options. So the cast would be to shoot somebody with it, right? Like that's your to hit essentially.
Okay.
And then if you succeed at it, it's the damage, the little drop thing.
Kill these
So
guys.
how do I select the target that I'm trying to hit?
You can just drag the button onto them in the tracker.
And
Gotcha.
drop it, and it will.
All
So
right.
you can actually drag it on the chart or on the actual little button on the map, on the little, you know.
Oh yeah, when they're linked like they are right now, you can also drag it onto their token.
Okay. So the guard that has an arrow stuck at him, I try and cantrip him. And
So this is just they just roll a DC, and he failed his DC, so you can
so I do damage.
So you do damage, yes.
Okay. So Aranil moves up behind Zig. He does a little finger wag at the guard that has an arrow stuck out, and then parts of his skin start to like shimmer with sacred flame.
Gross.
It doesn't do a whole lot.
Does he
but-
shoot it out of his finger like Piccolo?
Special beam cannon.
Yeah.
Sure.
Did that damage take? Because it doesn't show up in the chat log.
Did you drag it over the dude?
I did not.
It said he cast Sacred Flame at guard 1. There you go.
Yeah, and I don't think you have the option to make non-lethal spell damage, so I think he's just actually dying at this point.
Okay,
That's
so we'll
fine.
need to stabilize him quickly.
Or we could just take one of the other ones.
Well, if he's
Yeah.
the cultist, we need him. See, here's the thing: is we don't know which one of these 4 guys is cultist because cultists show up in normal clothes. So we got to make all of them stabilized.
All of them dying.
Because the one that's dying right now, he might be the cultist, and we just didn't know it. And the other
And-
3 are just mercenaries, don't know anything.
I see. So kill them. Kill them all. Got
Oh
it.
my God.
Got it.
Exactly. This rogue is on top of it. All right, and then Mike, if you hit the little, there's a like end.
Oh yeah, I have to undo my turn. Got it. Done.
All right, so now the guards get to act, and they're gonna try and move up.
Wait, he's dying though.
Oh, that's right. That's the one that's dying. Go back. This one does the thing that one was
It just moves back real subtle.
and they kind of block the third guy from getting through. So he doesn't move into space. He's just gonna be ready to take up positioning if they So anyways,
the dying guy is dying.
yeah, he rolls a save for his deathiness. I don't know. He doesn't actually have a death save, so that's fine. Why should he need that? Let's see. What does someone else's death save look like? Alright, I'm just going to use this one. And he passes. So he continues there, bleeding and burning, and passes his turn. And then guard number 2 is real angry about what's going on here. Is not a fan.
Rathos, are you there?
Yeah, sorry.
No worries.
The guard 1 gurgles.
It gurgles. Got it.
And then passes his turn to guard 2, wisely, who will try and stop this Stealthidin, but he fails to do so. And he's like, guard 3, it's all up to you now. And he also misses. So they're jabbing at you with some spears. And guard 4 says, you guys can do it. And then it's the druid's turn.
So are we like fighting with them through an open window or something?
Through a
Like
door.
a large doorway.
Okay, so if I move like right here behind Zig, am I able to like get at him with a spell?
Yeah, you
Don't know
could
where.
you could do range attacks from behind, for sure.
Let me go ahead and move over.
I guess that's acceptable.
Let me go ahead and poison spray this fucker.
That doesn't have friendly fire on it, does it?
No, it's not a cone. I wish it was a cone.
Yeah, so he could poison you too. That's what he's hoping for.
Why are you guys are casting so many spells? Gotta keep them alive.
You've now successfully poisoned guard 3.
Oh.
What are you guys?
By one. Well,
So now I want to use. Can I use a bonus action to initiate, like, talk to the guards? Just like scream something at them.
Yeah, you could scream while you're doing these things.
Pocket sir.
Scream. Look at your friends. With ease, we laid them low. Do you want to die for coin, or do you want to walk away from here today?
I mean, you don't
Think
have
about it.
you have 6 seconds, right? So it's not giving a speech.
That was about 6 seconds.
Yeah, that's about 6 seconds.
We don't want them to walk away either.
No, we want them to lay their arms down, though. Maybe they'll tell us what we want. So I poison shot that guy in the face to send a message
Message received. Poison kills people.
in a really horrible way.
That guard 3 has learned what poison means.
I mean, they are people. All I'm trying to do is, apply to their sensibility and willingness to hopefully not die for money.
Yeah, go ahead and roll persuasion. Because that's how that
Okay.
works.
Gotcha.
Or intimidation, whichever one.
Go persuasion. Nope. Not very convincing.
Yeah, they think you're all bluster. They think they can take you. And then the stealthidin goes.
All right, I'm going to attack guard 2, non-lethal with my warhammer,
Sounds good.
and I missed. So that's the end of it. Are we able to shift in this one?
Shift? Question mark.
Shift was it's a 1 square. You sacrifice your entire movement range to move 1 square without provoking opportunity attack.
Yeah, sure. I think as long as you stay within like the range of them, I think it's fine to not provoke attacks of opportunity.
Just trying to get myself in closer so that once guard 2 goes down, I can chase after guard 4 so that he can't run away. And then you guys got to stabilize these other guys that you filled full of magic.
Yeah, they're real fired and poisoned. And guard 1 is winged with an arrow. Like, so he would have had trouble walking, but the burning kind of changed the situation.
All right, Arturus, get guard 2 down so I can make a break for guard 4, or wound guard 4 in the leg.
Okay. I miss. Good day to you, sir.
All right. So when Zig moves in near guard 2, I try and cantrip also upon guard 2.
All right, you summon your mighty special beam cannon. And he shrugs it off like it's not a thing. Or I guess technically he dodges your beam, since it's a dex save.
All right. I try to send fire towards him, and he looks at the fire. He sees that I'm coughing blood, and he just like shuffles a step away with his perfect dex save.
Yeah, he casually sidesteps your beam. And I don't know, maybe it was moving really slow in his world. He's like, I don't know what this guy's about, shooting laser beams, but whatever. And then guard 1 does some more gurgling.
Guard 1 is dying.
And then guard 2 continues to attempt to deal with the stealthidin and fails. Guard 3 does a little bit of gurgling. And then guard 4 steps over his dying comrade to also try and stop the stealthidin.
Ooh.
And is met with considerably more success than the rest of them. All right, Druid's turn.
I'm gonna try to persuade him one more time. And I say, lay down your arms, or I'll strike again. Then I throw a dice.
Okay. The guard 2 looks a little unsure about what to do. But guard 4 is inspired by his recent successful attack, and it stays focused on Zigroy.
Gotcha.
But it's not their turn to act, so.
Gotcha.
From your perception, you think maybe you've maybe started the convincing of guard 2, but guard 4 is full of bravado.
Gotcha. Damn it. So he succeeded, and I did not fill his face with deadly poison.
Yeah, he uses this tactic of holding his breath, and it seems to have worked quite well for him.
My one weakness.
Damn it! I forgot they can do that.
All right, so I don't like that this guy got a critical hit on me. So I turn at him. I'm like, "You son of a bitch!" Non-lethal.
Go,
Okay.
Dylan. You son of a bitch. He's confused.
Okay.
So you should get sneak attack off since this guy's engaged with Zig.
If he hits.
Yeah.
Which one's engaged with you?
Both of them now.
Both of them.
But 2 seems to be like questioning shit. 4, it's got a real big dick. He thinks he's special. Shoot him in the dick.
I'm gonna make a move to knock out guard 4. Or should
You
I take
could
out
shoot
2?
him in the leg. You could do non-lethal shooting.
Shoot him in the
move
knee.
up. And so should I take down guard 4 or?
Yeah, 4.
All right.
He's also got the heavy damage on him.
Yep. 2 is questioning his life choices. He is fucking dead as fuck.
We'll try and free action some more persuasion and see if we can get 2 to just give his shit up.
Okay, so instead of attacking guard 2, who's the only one still up, you're just gonna pile on to the, hey, you should just give up and not meet the same fate as your friends or something to that sort.
A tourist pass your turn.
Yeah, so similar to what the druid was doing, it's motivational. the demotivational speech. I raise my beam cannon hand and say, the first one was a warning shot, the second one never misses. The eyes of Helm are upon you. And let me find my fucking persuasion.
Are you gonna roll for
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
As soon as he finds it.
Ooh.
There we go.
All right, so you say those things. It goes down to gurgle 1, and then on 2, he drops his weapon. It's like, fine, not worth it.
Cool.
Sweet.
All right.
So, I mean, I have
I
medicine.
immediately started stabilizing.
Yeah.
Ditto. I'll cantrip on 4.
I guess I'm trying to stabilize guard 1. Like, he'd be my most concerned because he's been laying there the longest.
Yeah,
Alright.
you might just keep guard 2 honest and set the cleric to cantripping stabilizing. There's no roll for it, he just does it.
Gotcha.
All right, that's good. If you're able to get in there and do it quickly.
Yeah.
Does he like throw his weapon down?
Yeah, he dropped
I
his
look
weapon.
at the druid and I nod, like, towards the guard.
I
Since the druid was
pick
the
up
one
the
that tied him
weapon,
up last time.
or I tell him to kick it over.
Yeah, he acquiesced to any of your demands.
Gotcha.
All right.
And just
Then I
said,
pick
When
it
he's
up.
disarmed, I move in and I cantrip all the dudes that are dying. Do we
Kind of
want
like
all
how
the
a
dudes?
cop, when
Do
he
we need all of
arrests
them?
somebody he's already seen a few times, I talk to this guard while the cleric's stabilizing. I'm like, "What are you doing here, man? What are you doing here?"
it's good pay, but not worth my life.
I kind of nod, like, "Yeah, I get that."
All right, so you spend some time stabilizing, binding. You don't get any guff out of a guard 2. The other ones are, you can tie them up before you revive them, or tie them up as you're reviving them, and kind of get them on their feet. You're just gonna frog march these guys through the tunnel and back into the keep.
Yeah, so like when we're like after we get them tied up, I kind of frisk these guys. I'm trying to look for one of them to have some kind of cultist paraphernalia on them.
Gotcha. You turn out their pockets, much to their dismay, and don't see anything that identifies them as a cultist. There's
Any gold they got on them, I want to carry it back and give it back to the governor. It's not ours to take; it's the people's.
all right. Yeah, they have obviously some. They don't have too much because the job was to get this wealth to the cult, right? So that's a job. But obviously these guys have pocketed something, so they got some small amount of gold and trinkets that are just valuables, but nothing overwhelming, but a little bit.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I say we'd lead these guys back. I mean, this is the best catch we've got so far. And I mean, we gotta sleep. I'm like 5 hit points from dying. Frickin' the cleric's 1 hit point out. Like I mean, even if there's a dragon flying over, I gotta take a nap.
Yeah. So you grab these guys and you take them back to the keep. You won't. That path has been clear for a while, so there's no need to worry about encounters. So you can take your time and get them through there.
Sorry. Before we do that, I tie them up by the hands and link them together, so that if any of them try to run, we'll be easily able to just like grab the rope and throw them down.
Yeah. All right. So you chain gain them.
Yeah.
Groovy. So takes a little while. You get them. You have to move slower with all of that, whatnot, and the time it takes to kind of get them coordinated and go, and then you make it back in.
Cool. So take them to the governor.
All right, so you bring them back in. As you start coming through the basement passage, you have guards kind of helping you get them the rest of the way. And
I keep my eye peeled for any of the people of the town, like trying to take a Jack Ruby approach to this situation and trying to prevent it. Like my eyes are peeled for it.
Yeah, you don't get any resistance. You just get help from the militia. They understand the value that Night Hill sees in some prisoners, so they help you get them kind of squared away. And Night Hill shows up to do some interrogating with you guys, and of course thanking you for tracking some people down. And then kind of ask for a recap of how things went.
Tell them everything to avoid having to retell the events that we just...
Yeah, so you let them know you captured some kobolds. You weren't sure there was going to be any value, so you took it upon yourselves to interrogate and let them know about Dragon Lady, and the purpose was to acquire treasure for the Dragon Lady. And then you guys moved out to look for some perhaps higher profile captures that might be able to give you more. So he sets to work on interrogating these mercenaries, which they all admit to being hired folk for the cult. They're like, all right, again, like they all kind of have the same opinion of it's not really worth their life. So they talk freely. Like, yeah, we don't have any specific loyalty to this crazy cult. They were just paying well for us to, lend our swords and our backs to carrying loot out. And they admit to raiding communities all around the Greenfields for loot. And that's all just, they don't know specifically what it's for. They just assume, and it's expensive to take on any sort of endeavor. So they assume it's just to like support the efforts. But they haven't been told specifically what it's for. But they also let you know that there are rumors amongst the men that there's that there are some dragon eggs involved as well. That like the cult is kind of harboring these dragon eggs, so that they give you a little more clues about their ties to dragons. Obviously, there was a little bit of it. You had this seemingly kind of reluctant participant of this blue dragon that keeps attacking, and throughout the night, just kind of keep in mind that it's been making passes, so you've been hearing it come in.
Is there any like headquarters that this cultist group is working out of? Like, where do you guys report to?
They don't they don't know of any sort of specific like center of location. It seems like they're spread out and they're wide across the Sword Coast. You know, you can easily pick, any mercenary knows you can pick up work from this cult pretty much out of any town, any city along the Sword Coast. And it's all much the same. It's all raiding and looting. That's all. You don't feel like they're holding anything back, but you don't feel like they bothered learning any more other than what the job pays, and they've heard rumors about dragon eggs throughout the kind of encampments.
Do you know where any of these encampments are? But just that they just have eggs. That's all you know.
Yeah, and that is specifically rumors, but you know they feel kind of confirmed that those rumors, having the dragon participating in this, is that it's not just a theme of the cult that it's dragons. They're actively involved in dragons.
So, where did you guys pick up the contract for this? Were you contacted? Did you reply to an ad? Like, how did you specifically obtain this job?
Yeah, we just answered a general call for hands. You, like I said, if you're in the business, there's
It's pretty status quo.
There's ways to pick up less than legitimate work. It's not usually one of those things you put in a resume for. You just, you know. And,
was there a leader of this raid? Anybody who coordinated it?
It's like any of the cult members seem to be calling the shots, but there's a fair amount of those intermixed.
Broke up there.
That's weird because I'm just holding down. It's not picking up. Whatever.
It might have been lag that cut you off for a second.
Gotcha. Just any of the there's cult commanders kind of spread throughout that are leading pockets of it, and they're kind of the head honchos.
You know where one's at? A close one? One of these commanders?
They mentioned that they knew that there were some commanders going to the temple, but they're not privy to all of their orders, so I was not sure.
Son of a bitch.
Not sure where the others would be. But he confirms kind of what the Kobold was saying, that they're just here to loot. They're bringing it back to this dragon cult. It doesn't really know what they're doing.
Kobold seems to know a little bit more than the humans do in his own sense. They were recruited through different means. The humans were brought in, and I'm like talking to the party, and I don't care if these guys hear me. I was like, these mercenaries were brought in with promise of coin. Kobolds were brought in under a different kind of promise. They were told they got different information, but they're all doing the same thing now.
So what are you being paid if you turn in all of the loot?
I mean, job's got a price tag on it. Plus, I mean, who's going to notice if a few other baubles go missing? It's not like they knew how much was here beforehand. So I get the pay plus, you know, whatever I can line my pockets with that isn't too noticeable.
How much were you paid to be here?
100 gold.
Yeah, 100 gold ain't worth losing your life.
Ah, but it beats farming.
Yeah, probably does. I take Governor off to the side, Night Hill, and I say, you know, these guys committed a crime in your lands. It's up to you what happens to them, but I don't think we're getting much more out of these guys.
Yeah, he agrees, but they kind of lock him up in the keep and keep him there. It's like their fate will be decided later.
And I make sure that we get him all the gold that we found these guys looting. Let them know that we were returning anything that they might have been trying to steal.
Yeah, he thanks you for the effort, appreciated it. He doesn't know how he'll decide who had what wealth, but we'll make sure that it just goes back into rebuilding the town.
I look at my partner and I go, I don't know about you. I don't know what we're gonna do, guys. We need to get a hold of one of these cultists, but I mean, I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel on energy. I'm gonna pass out here in a minute.
Yeah, and Nighthall understands that you're all spent. He says you're welcome to rest here, do whatever you need to do. He starts reporting that while you were out doing this mission, that it seems like the activity has started to slow. even some of the encampment out in front has started to kind of trickle away, and the dragon attacks have started becoming less frequent as well.
Ask him if have any of your archers seen anybody leaving Greenest? Anybody up on the ramparts see like people exiting the town?
It says it's a little too dark for us to monitor the edge of
Can't see
town
that
from
far.
here, but
That makes sense.
we know that the only thing we know is that we're seeing less activity around the various fires throughout, and the guarding encampment has started to thin a little bit.
They were keeping everybody inside, so there wasn't a revolt, so they could loot.
So what's the plan? Just to kind of rest out the remainder of the evening?
Seems like that would be best.
Yeah, I think we should rest. It looks like the attacks are becoming less and less frequent, therefore less and less lethal, so we're not going to really be saving any more lives tonight.
Okay, so you guys find a cozy spot to hole up. Nighthill understands. He thanks you for all the effort that you've been doing. As this next hour sort of passes, you haven't heard any more dragon attacks. It seems to have stopped at this point. And they're trying to kind of tend to those who have died on the wall, trying to keep it off. One of the guards keeping an eye out on the encampment calls Nighthill up because he has spotted a hulking figure kind of stepping into the light in front of the keep, and you're kind of privy to it because you're just kind of milling about in the same general area. So I don't know if you want to follow him or let him tend to business. But that's what
I'd really want to film it, but I got to rest.
Yeah, he's just going to see. He's not like leaving.
Rogue, do you, Arturius, do you want to go with him?
I can check it out. I haven't really taken any damage or anything.
All right, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna drink a pint and pass out.
All right, so you and Nighthill go up on the wall to check out what's going on, and you see that there is a roughly human-like shape, but it's very tall. Give me a perception. Maybe?
Perception, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so as you look out at this figure who's kind of just like sizing up the front of the keep, he appears to be covered in scales. He's got kind of the face of a dragon, if you will. And he stops he's like walking from amidst the camp, and he stops, about 80 yards out from the main gate. And he's got a little entourage of kobolds fanning out behind them. And he shouts to the keep, "Defenders of Greenest, this has been a successful night, and I am feeling generous. Do you see these 4 pitiful, useless prisoners?" And a couple of kobolds shift out of the way and shove some prisoners into the light as well. "We have no need for them, so I will trade them back to you. Send out your best warrior to fight me, and you can have these 4 in exchange." And
Oh shit!
one of the guards at the keep, Sergeant, kind of cries out, and he's like is explaining to, like, rushes over and to Nighthill that's his sister and nieces and nephews.
Oh fuck!
And he's like, "I'll do it. I'll fight him." And a couple of the other defenders he was ready to just book it out of there, and they have to restrain him a little bit.
So I'm like halfway through my pint, and I'm like,
yeah. So you hear the scream. You don't hear his talking. But you do hear the.
But I hear some commotion. All right, I come out of the barracks.
You hear someone challenging, right? You hear about the prisoners. You hear everything that the lone figure said, and then Artorius, you hear the little cries about who they are and what you get that little commotion, And Nighthill turns to you, Artorius, and says, "My friend, you and your partners have demonstrated your prowess all throughout this night. I know this is so much to ask, but if any of you would have a better chance to defeat this monster than any of my men here. So he's asking if any of you will step up."
So that's up on the ramparts. Our tourists would have to come down and tell us, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So real quick, there is always, you could try praying to your deity for strength, because you are a paladin and you never know.
Oh yeah, yeah. We'll see. We'll see what our tourist says.
And
All right, come down the ramparts.
And Artorius, if you want to try and discern more information from the clues that you saw, you can roll either Arcana or Nature to try and figure out what that thing is.
Do Arcana.
All right, so you're not sure what it is. Obviously, you know it's scaly and big and has a muzzle and whatnot. So if you describe it to any of the other people, they can also do those checks to try and understand what it is.
I describe it to Zigguroy.
So you have, it sounds like a really tall kobold from your explanation.
My money's on a dragonborn.
Shit.
Well,
Is it stocky?
you can roll, Zig. You can roll Arcana or Nature to know based on the
Arcana or
description.
not? Okay. Yeah, not been any better. I don't know. Yeah, it just sounds weird. It's something dragon-like. I need some kind of help. I will go fight him. I am more than happy to. I will take that charge for Governor Nighthill, but I need some kind of assistance. I've been gravely wounded. Is eat chat saying eat a bunch of apples to recover health. Is Governor Nighthill nearby?
Yeah, he followed Artorius down to see what the verdict was.
I asked him, do you have any kind, was there an alchemist in this town? Does anybody have any, like, just a simple healing potion left on him?
He says, if you're willing to fight, I'm sure we can drum up something to get you fighting fit if we need to.
He said, well, I look him in the eyes and I put my hand on his shoulder and I say, I volunteer to take on whatever this creature is. I don't care what it is. I'll get you your family back, but I need some kind of assistance.
Okay, so he calls forth, asking around for any healing potions they may have, and they manage to drum up so you can be at full health for this battle if you're jumping in.
All right, hold on. I gotta put 0 in here. All right, I'm good. I'm drinking this healing potion. I tell Artorius, I say, I whisper to him, I say, get up on the ramparts. If this turns bad, I need you shooting this guy.
Whoa. I'm dirty. All right.
I before I go to the gate, I walk around and I let the other 2 party members know, exactly what's going on, and letting them know that I'm going to go out there and to grind this thing to dust. I don't care what it is.
Say good luck, my friend. We will await your safe return. And I
Move up
want
on
to...
the ramparts to watch.
Yeah.
All right, so they open up the gate so you can step out and meet this thing. And
Do you have a picture?
that might have been what I was doing. So as you get closer, His little entourage stays fanned out. They keep just holding the prisoners. They're not like moving forward into the fight. But you see this blue-scaled gentleman just calmly waiting for you to come into range, and then he introduces himself as Lang de Drosa, and he is pleased that someone has opted to come into this honorable duel where we face each other skill on skill alone. And,
What do you call it?
Skill on skill alone.
Oh, skill on skill alone.
Yeah, but I was doing the
I
princess.
thought it was like a quick little bit of dragon speech. I was like, damn, bro, you really whipped that up pretty good.
Nah, I just wanted the Princess Bride reference.
He needs about 350.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, that was about that time you noticed he was actually the Loch Ness Monster. So he explains, this will be an honorable duel, just me and you. My minions will not interfere, but I warn you, if any of your compatriots interfere, the prisoners will die. But I will honor my bargain. Whether you fail or not, the prisoners will go free.
Okay. I glance at Arturius and like make sure he heard that.
Yeah, he keeps
I heard it.
he's all loud and whatnot. He wants everyone to know the terms.
I give him that like subtle, like don't do it, dude. Just like if I have to go down to save these people, just let it happen.
I understand him to mean shoot him and miscommunication.
Does this guy got a token out there?
I mean, I don't know if we need tokens for a one-on-one, but we can throw it out there if we want.
Yeah, I think it looks cool. Zigguroy standing up to him.
Yeah. I mean, you guys.
So like
you guys would have
while
been farther back.
while he's talking, I want to rub my tear amulet that I have around my neck and make a very small prayer to Tyr for him to give me strength. And what is that percentage?
Yeah, sure. We'll do some percentage. We'll take some old school rulings.
Throw in the old rules because I think they got rid of the divine intervention rules altogether. All right, here's some percentage rolls. Be good. Bah.
All right, so you pray, and Len Dedrosa nods and says, "Yes, you seem mighty, but you will need all the help you can get." And then it's initiative.
All right, whatever, Scaly. Gentleman 7. I've always been terrible at initiative.
All right, so you guys move forward to face off, and he does his. Hold on. Okay. He comes in with his spear faster than you would have expected. Jabs at you twice, clips you with one. You manage to bash aside the second hit, and he nods, seeming impressed in your parry of his follow-up attack, and then it's your go.
All right, I move into him with my shoulder and try taking a swing at his head with my warhammer.
Yeah, he manages to pull away from it, and says something. "You'll have to try better than that, human." And he misses with his next spear, and then on his final attack, jabs you, and you go down. And he looks up to the ramparts and says, "Well, it was an effort, at least. True to my word." And he nods to the kobolds, and they let the they let the prisoners go, and he just starts walking off with his entourage in tow.
Well, somebody get
You
out
said
here and
he's
heal me.
walking off.
Yeah,
All right.
they were the last of the reserves, and after he went, he obviously is winning the combat. He when Zig goes down, he makes that proclamation, lets the prisoners go.
All right. I run down the stairs into the gate, and I yell at the guards, "Open the gate! I'm getting my friend."
Yeah, they left it open, so
Okay.
for the fight.
I run out.
They're
to
like, Jesus, dude, it's starting to
stabilize him.
just go. Yeah, so you get him up, but they've all kind of left. And the town finally seems quiet.
When he gets me up, I go, "Is that Dragonborn thing mad? I beat him."
Yeah, he's real mad.
He's real pissed off. He's taking his time.
He's
He's at least. I wasn't supposed to win this fight, guys. I don't think I was. So it's fine. It's fine. I'm fine.
All right, so you guys return to the keep and rest up. Nighthill kind of thanks you again for all your efforts, and he's like, well, it's a shame we couldn't deal a fatal blow to that enemy, but at least he was true to his word.
Said, I say to him, I said, "Well, your family is safe. It hurt a lot,
Yeah.
but I will never forget his name, and I promise you, the fact that he even stepped foot in this town, he's gonna get what's coming to him, and I'll make sure to be the one to do it."
All right.
And it is at that time that Zigguroy starts the grudge book.
writes his name down.
All right. Grudge number 1, Lang Dedrosa, Cyanrath.
Throw
Are
up
you,
his picture again so I can write down his name in the grudge book.
Are you a vengeance paladin?
Well, I'm not level 2 yet, but I will be, yeah.
Nice.
So, you guys, completely exhausted, fall in the provided cots and take your well-earned rest. And in the morning, you feel as though you have gained new insights from your experiences of the night, and you're all level 2.
Woo!
Somebody played the ding sound.
I mean, you wouldn't hear it if we played the ding sound. Play
I
your,
heard it.
Play your
I
own
heard the
ding sound.
Rang his damn spear off my head.
All right.
Don't we get a hit die back?
Everybody click the Discord.
Yes, you. After a long rest, you get your spells back, your hit dice, your lay on hands, all that good stuff.
I like how you
That's
gave
satisfying.
I like how you gave the EverQuest level up noise. You went like even older than WoW, like the very first ding.
Yeah, that's my history. I go back that far.
OG nerd up in the house.
All right. Well, let's see what how they want to transition us from this to this, from chapter 1 to episode.
Isn't there a way to like say that we took a long rest, like just like a button we press?
Maybe.
I mean, there's a button Ren can press, I believe.
That gives everybody a rest. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So we get our hit die back and stuff. So the way it works is you'll get you get to level up. So you can either take what so if your hit die is 8, you can take 5 if you'd like. And then you add your con bonus, or you can roll that die to see how much health you gain as a result of leveling up. And then you still get your con mod, but could be better, could be worse.
That is correct. Safe route or the roll route. The roll could be anything. It could even be a 5.
I'm just trying to rest first.
Yeah, I'm not.
Think of-
I'm not getting my hit die back.
I'm not sure how I have
See,
to
it's-
do it.
Death. I don't know what it just did.
Killed yourself.
Here you go.
Seppuku!
Oh yeah, because it still thinks that you are not stabilized. Because I don't know.
There we go.
What involves stabilizing you?
I have to bring up your character sheet and right-click on it. Oh, not a short rest, a long rest. Rest, long rest. There you go. You've all long rested.
All right, guys, I need to get going. It was fun.
All right, man. Catch you later.
Later.
Great. Well, do you fellas want to do the leveling up now, or you want to do that just off stream, or what?
I'll still be looking around because I have the worst alt-itis thing where I'm still trying to figure out what I want to invest into playing.
I'll probably go ahead and do it now.
Yeah, and if you so in the light of day, we can catch Nick up on this, but Governor Nighthill and the other leaders want to know who are behind the attack and why the town was the target. They noted that the raiders retreated toward the southeast, and their trail is easy to spot because it's a large group, and suggest that a small, powerful, and stealthy group, wink wink, could probably follow them to their camp. So Nighthill is proposing that you guys do it, because again, his townfolk are garbage at fighting apparently, and he offers to pay anyone 250 gold pieces apiece for the task.
Sounds good to me.
So he's hoping that that we find out where the camp is, how large their force is, who their leaders are, what their motivation is, and of course where they plan to strike next. If you recover any of the valuables that were stolen, he would like them returned. But he says that we have enough stored here in the keep to pay what I've offered for the tasks, so no worries there. But he's like, and again, more importantly is the information. Getting our stuff back that's just bonus. If you're able to get it, great. If not, definitely the info on their encampment and what they're planning to do. So yeah, that was episode 1.
Play the Star Wars closing theme credits.
I'm not going to do that.
You gotta step up your RP game, Ren. You're really letting us down as a DM.
I guess I could stop. That sounded like Ian volunteered to be the DM.
Yeah, right. You know exactly how well that would go. You'd be like, fuck it.
We just show up and he just reads us a story he wrote.
Something like, I don't know. So we're gonna read some Harry Potter tonight instead.
It's spoken poetry as a team.
Yeah.
All right, well,
Wait, no.
that was ours for today. I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. I might play some more stuff later, but if you swung by and check it out,
So
I hope you had fun.
The Warlock
Till next time.
class, when did that